Hi, this is Carrie Beck with howtoteachwriting.com and curriculumconnection.net. I've been talking to you about IEW products, and they've been mostly ones about writing. Today, what I want to do is talk to you a little about some of their other products. Some have, they all have to do with writing because writing's everywhere. But these are ones that don't necessarily teach writing, but they help you along with writing. The first one is Word Right Now. Basically, what this is a kid's thesaurus. It is so cool. Let's look at this. We have the courageous penguin. And so we have words that have to do with courage. We have adverbs here, verbs here, nouns, and adjectives. Besides that, we have quotations that you could use for copy work. For each character quality, there are words here that the kids can use in their writing. So when they're stuck and they need to use like a strong verb or a quality adjective, they can go here. These have great things. There are also some things on parts of speech and preposition and transitions. What I was looking for was a list of character traits that I thought was right here. Well, anyway, all sorts of character traits, and they're all based on animals. Here we have angry orca, complaining crab, courageous penguin, honorable seahorse, idle-eyed fish, lying lionfish, wise walrus, and then they have a place for their own page. Great book for you to have for each one of your kids. The next one is Fix It. This is grammar. Another cool way to do grammar. Instead of always having to do bunches of workbook pages, what they have done here is taken some classics and used that to teach grammar by having students edit. It starts with the lower grades and moves up. By the way, Word Right Now, you could start that when those kids can read those words. So I'm thinking third grade and up. It's great. But Tom Sawyer is the beginning, and I believe that's around third grade. And it's going to go over all your basics of grammar: subjects, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, capitalization, quotation marks, who, which, clauses, commas, apostrophes, very short sentences, misused words, and agreement. For each part, they're telling a story of Tom Sawyer here, and there are some mistakes. And then over here has some vocabulary and the answers. So the kids are trying to figure out what the mistakes are and then be able to correct them. And they're broken down. Here's 1 week with 5 different lessons for you to do. And as they go along, they're reading the story of Tom Sawyer. We also have Frog Prince or Just Desserts, The Little Mermaid, The King and the Discommodious Pea, and Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Now you could copy all of this if you wanted to, or to use our special CD in the back, pop it into your computer and print out however many copies you need for your own personal family. And then it just prints out the student section, and they can correct it on there, and then you can check it using the answers here as well. Great way and a fun way to teach grammar, because let's face it, kids would rather correct someone else's mistakes than their own mistakes. Teaching the classics. This has been around for a while. It comes with this, as well as this DVD that is a workshop on teaching the classics. This teaches you how you can teach the classics at home. And it goes through the different parts of a story. It goes through character, setting, plot, rising action, falling action, the climax, all sorts of areas. And what it will do, let me see if I can find the beginning of one of these. Here we have characters. It's going to give you an explanation, show you where it fits in the story chart, and then give you an excerpt of, here again, Tom Sawyer, gives you an excerpt, and then when they finish with the excerpt, then it lets you fill in some of the answers about that particular story, and then discuss the characters as well. After it's gone through each section, there are a Socratic list of questions for different areas of stories that you would want to discuss. Who is the story about? Where does the story happen? Who else is in the story? And then it looks like there's about 12 questions. What does the protagonist want? And you got about 8 questions there. Why can't we have it? There's all sorts of titles of this. They start with the easiest questions and move to the hardest. So you would want to use the easiest questions with the younger kids, harder ones with the older kids. There's also a list of classic books that you can be reading with your kids. Fantastic way. I love the question list. I also love the way that they teach the different literary elements that you can go through when you're reading. Linguistic development through poetry memorization. There's something about poetry that you do not get just reading a story. And so this is going to give them some language patterns. And if they start memorizing poetry, they'll have those language patterns in their head. There are different sections in here of different poems that you can begin to memorize. All kids are supposed to start at the beginning with Ooey Gooey was a worm. Wasn't that right? Ooey Gooey was a mighty worm was he. Anyway, it will build up to ones like The Touch of the Master's Hand, Grandfather's Clock, The Village Blacksmith by Longfellow. So you've got a whole book of poetry that you can begin when the kids are 5 or 6 years old and go all the way till high school. There's also a CD if you want to get this with it, and that CD is a way that the kids can listen to the poems over and over till it really sinks in their head. There's also a checklist at the end of each section where the kids can check off the poems that they're memorizing. And then last but not least, we have it's a fairly new product, Teaching with Games. This is going to show you, I think, 25 different games. It gives you all the directions, even has some sample cards and things that you can use. And this is a DVD workshop that goes along with it, and it's going to also show you how you can use games to teach and to review. Some of the games are American Roman, Avoid the Card, American Revolution, Jeopardy, Some Fun, Continental Cover-Up, Human Body Systems, Planet Tic-Tac-Toe, bunches of games. And when I was a teacher, I taught 5th grade for 6 years. Games were wonderful. The kids loved them, and the thing is they were really learning and absorbing the information that we were practicing in those games. That's just a few of the IEW products that we have. If you order by December 31st, spend $100 on any of these products, you can get a Thomas Jefferson education for free. Spend $200, you get both Accelerated Distance Learning and a Thomas Jefferson education for free. I hope that has been helpful to you to know what some of the different IEW products are. Have a great day. I'm Carrie Beck, howtoteachwriting.com and curriculumconnection.net. Thank you.